I wanted to give you guys a quick video that can help you no matter where you are in life to improve your life instantly, in an instant. As long as you take all the things I'm about to say in this video and apply them right away, you'll change your life instantly and you'll see just a happiness develop in your life. And a lot of these alpha guys say, don't strive for happiness. Choose pain and suffering, and that'll make you grow as a man. It doesn't have to be. I'm gonna change your guys' minds in this video, and I'm gonna show you a better way of doing it. Andrew Tate, guys like him, they have their ways, but in my opinion, this way is just a better way of doing it. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. I think that this is a better way of doing it. And in recent times in my life, I don't do a single fucking thing that I don't want to do. Every single thing I do because I want to do it. And I want that for you guys. I want you guys to do everything that you want to do. I want you guys to develop, self-develop the way you guys want to. And with this system that I've put together, I think it's going to be the thing you guys are looking for. So let's just jump right into this. Now, the first thing I want you guys to think about when you're improving your life is there's 3 things that you need to keep in mind to start off with anyways. And the first one, these things are simple. And the first one is you need to learn how to recognize patterns. To recognize patterns in life. So let's use music as an example, a simple example to start off with. So say you're learning guitar. You want to first learn someone else's songs. You don't start off by writing your own. You usually start off by learning someone else's songs. So you'll learn someone else's songs and then you'll find patterns in those songs that you like to play. Say you like to play a lot of metal songs. There's a lot of palm muting and open. If you play a lot of that music, you'll instantly know what I'm talking about. A lot of pull-offs and a lot of techniques that are used in a lot of these songs that are in metal that make it sound metal and heavy. The distortion, tuning that in and everything. So you'll find these patterns. You need to first recognize the patterns in where you're trying to improve. Even in, like, say you're trying to improve discipline, which we're going to get into a little later. Discipline, you don't really need a lot of discipline. It's nice to have, but you don't really need it. We'll get into that in a sec. But learning these pattern recognitions in life in any way that you can pick up on it, the more you do something, the more you're going to find these patterns to pick out. So keep that in mind. The first thing when it comes to changing your life and improving in any realm is pattern recognition. Now, the second thing is pattern utilization, using these patterns. You're going to learn these patterns and then you're going to start using the patterns to, kind of make your own thing. So, for an example, music, back to music, playing the guitar or whatever it may be, you start learning other people's songs and then you learn those techniques to make your own songs, whether it be palm muting and doing power chords and stuff, making your own songs out of those, the same transitions and everything. Not transitions, what am I thinking of? You can tell I don't really know theory with music. I play like Eddie Van Halen. Fuck theory, I hate it. What is it? Chord progressions, there we go. That's what I'm trying to say. You pick up on the chord progressions and you change. You start writing your own music with all that stuff. So that's pattern recognition. And all this stuff, just like I was saying, it's the same thing in all realms of improvement. You'll find these patterns and then you learn to use them yourself. And then the third thing, once you're using all these patterns and making stuff, the third thing is the magic. You start to make your own patterns. You start to make your own, you start to freely move across the self-development board with the stuff that you know, and you start making your own systems. And that's where this comes in. I take a bunch of things that I'm learning and I combine them all into one thing that works all together to make it as easy and effective as possible. That's what I'm doing for you guys right here. So that's pattern, we'll call it combining, or creating a pattern. We'll call it pattern creation. Pattern creation. You create your own patterns out of all the mix-match stuff that you learn throughout your journey. So that's the first steps to learning how to self-improve and self-develop and develop in any area. And then the second phase that we're going to get into, it's beautiful. This is where you don't need discipline and motivation. Discipline and motivation are, you know, it's good to have a little bit of both, but you don't really need it with this phase. And I call this what are we gonna call this? I haven't really thought of a name actually for it. I just kind of do it. We'll call this the recalibrate protocol. So this is the recalibrate protocol. When you need to do something and you're not really feeling the energy, you're feeling drained, you're feeling like, I can miss out on this one day. It's okay. It's all right. We got tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. Watch Rocky. There is no tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. Apollo Creed. He's the character that was yelling at Rocky. Rocky's like, tomorrow, tomorrow. There is no tomorrow. Because if you always say tomorrow, you're never going to do it. But you never have to worry about that again. And let me give it to you straight. Here is our protocol that we're going to use to keep going. So the first thing you do, you're feeling shit. You don't want to do the stuff. I don't blame you. Doing this shit every day, it's hard. That's the hardest part. Doing this phase, doing this reset phase and recalibration, the recalibration protocol, doing this every day it's tough, but the more you do it, the easier it is and the more effective it is. So you sit up straight, you take a deep breath out through your mouth. That's where a lot of people get wrong. They breathe in first because it feels good. This is going to feel better, but you have to stick with me and keep an open mind. Breathe out with your mouth. Then breathe in with your nose. Utilizing your stomach, your diaphragm. And then breathe out. Stomach goes out. You have to hold, when you breathe in, you hold for 5 seconds. That's where the magic is. It just quiets the mind. And what this first thing we do in the protocol, the reset protocol is it resets your state. It allows you to get in a state of, let's do this. Just doing that one rep is like so powerful. I haven't done that yet today. I saved it for this video. And it just gives you this power. Do that 7 to 10 times. Holy shit. You're gonna feel amazing. So that's the first step to this recalibration phase, or recalibration system here, protocol. There we go, system protocol. But once you do that, you're gonna feel good. And then the next thing you do, you just observe how you observe what sensations are going on in the body. Where are you feeling any sensations? Are you feeling sensations in your head, your chest, your stomach? I feel a lot in my head. You'll feel like a pressure, a throbbing, a tingling, whatever it may be. Observe the feelings in your body. Just get used to observing your body. And if you want to get more in depth, this is just surface level stuff. But if you want to get really in depth in this stuff, this is what I teach down in my coaching. You can find that in the link. And it's basically it's an awakening. You awaken your body. That's what we go through 5 days for free. It's for free and it's amazing. We go through how to awaken your body get in tune with it, observe all this stuff, do the breathing. We get more in depth each day. And then you really figure out what you want to do with your life. It awakens that legendary you inside. It awakens the part of you that you haven't really brought out yet. And you'll be surprised, a lot of these guys, like within the second day, they're seeing things that they've never seen before in themselves. So if you want that, it's down there, but we'll keep going with this. Observe. Just feel what you can feel. Do what you can to observe the sensations in the body. And then the key is to not observe them to get rid of those sensations. It's just to witness them, to breathe into them. Once you do the first step, the breathing, then you just breathe at your own pace through your nose. And each breath in and out, you breathe into it. You breathe and just feel what's going on. No attachment to any outcomes. And then the last phase of this protocol is you want to think, what would the best version of myself do in this situation? What would the best version of Jimmy, Mike, John, whoever you are, do in this situation that you're in? If you're in the situation of, man, I need to go to the gym, but I'm feeling shit right now, I could just go tomorrow. You do this protocol, you breathe, you observe, and then you ask yourself, what would I do? What would the best version of myself do? Well, he'd get some protein in, he'd get a pre-workout, and he'd get his ass to the fucking gym to do some fucking curls and just go crazy and awaken that power within. And that's what we do with the five days. We awaken some crazy shit. We go crazy. We don't just read. We go crazy. We go fucking balls to the walls because life is short. Why not? Why not go crazy? Why not see what you're really made of and take a bet on yourself? The bet's free. It doesn't cost anything to take a bet. If you want to go the next steps, then there is. I'm not gonna sugarcoat anything. I'm not gonna hide anything. I do charge for the next steps, but the first 5 days where you get a lot of value, totally free, and then you can just peace out, have free knowledge and a free system to eliminate discipline. You don't need discipline. I didn't want to do this video, but I did I didn't really do the program. It comes naturally. It comes naturally once you really ingrain this stuff in. You just automatically start doing the things that you want to do, and it doesn't take discipline. It takes a little bit of discipline sometimes, but on the macro, it gets to a point where you just automatically do the stuff you should do, and then the stuff that you should do turns into a want, and then you see the results come in, and you're like, you know what? Let's just do this because life is short, and why not? And help a lot of guys along the way. You can learn this stuff, and then you can see what you're made of, and then teach other guys this stuff and pass it on. Not everybody knows this stuff. Like just today, I had this guy road raging when I was driving down the road on my bike, and get off the road, and I'm like, bro, I was driving through a thunderstorm. It's bogged out a little bit. It's driving a little bit slow, but there wasn't a lot of guys on the road. He was the only one around, and he's probably having a bad day. But he could have saved himself a lot of headache if he knew the stuff that I'm talking about right now. So there's the protocol there. And then the first part of this is how to develop your skills and everything. And I want to end this video with the third thing. Once you start doing all this stuff, you're going to want guys to win with. So find yourself a clan of guys. Find yourself a brotherhood. Find yourself a group of guys that are on the same mission. If you want that group, that's also something we have after the coaching, after the 5 days free coaching, if you decide to go further, we have a group of guys that are winning. One of the guys, he just freaking went in and got 10 clients. He had 0 clients. He got 10 clients after the second day. It was pretty good though. The second day of talking, 10 clients. Paid his rent in fucking 4 days or 7 days at the most. It was like between 4 and 7 days. Paid his whole rent after that, so he made his money back. Boom. What can be better than that? So if you guys enjoyed this video and you got a little inspired and you want to take action on this stuff, click a thumbs up and subscribe. But until then, you legends, we'll just keep going with this and build a legacy worth sharing with other people around you, the ones you care about. So God bless, guys. See you guys in the next one.